Welcome to the Contract Overview presentation for the Quality Rating and Improvement System. The QRIS contract is a legally binding agreement that spells out the terms and conditions of both the participant and the Idaho Association for the Education of Young Children. Through this presentation, we will explain and clarify your roles and responsibilities in participating in the QRIS. The Quality Rating and Improvement System, otherwise known as the QRIS, is a program offered through the Idaho STARS project. It is just one of many programs offered by the Idaho Association for the Education of Young Children, Idaho AEYC, and the University of Idaho. The QRIS is a partnership between the director of the child care program, the owner of the child care business, and Idaho STARS. It is important that all three parties commit to their roles and responsibilities in the QRIS so as to continuously work together to improve the quality of child care in Idaho. Idaho STARS grants are funded through Idaho AEYC. Idaho AEYC is responsible for distributing, tracking, and recovering funds that are granted through all Idaho STARS programs, which include the QRIS. To do that, Idaho AEYC signs a contract with the participating child care business to track their roles and responsibilities. The QRIS contract is a legally binding agreement between the child care business and Idaho AEYC. Now we will walk you through the contract to help explain and clarify each section. The first paragraph explains who signs the contract: Idaho AEYC as the funding organization and the owner or representative of the participating child care facility. This contract is not considered valid until all parties have agreed to the terms and conditions listed within the contract and each have signed the contract. So who signs the contract? The contract is issued based on the type of business you are operating. The business type is indicated on your W-9 form that is filed for tax purposes. Different parties accept legal responsibility for participation for each business type. Here is a chart of the business types and the name of the person who will sign the contract. If the business is a sole proprietorship, then the owner signs the contract. If the business is a corporation, the owner or CEO. If the business is a partnership, the managing partner signs the contract. If limited liability, the CEO signs the contract. And if a nonprofit, a board member signs the contract. The person who signs the contract accepts legal responsibility for meeting the terms and conditions of the contract. And please remember that no funds will be granted until the contract is signed by all parties. The next section explains the purpose of the contract. The purpose of the contract is to allow participation and to assist the owner in preparing to receive a STAR rating. This section also states that Idaho AEYC may provide funding to assist the owner in compliance with the standards. The next section acknowledges that both parties are required to report abuse, neglect, and unsafe circumstances to the appropriate authorities. Under the terms of this contract, the owner agrees to comply with all QRIS requirements, policies, and procedures, Remain legally licensed and in compliance with state and local regulatory daycare licensing and business licensing requirements. Notify your local child care resource and referral office of any changes to the director and/or owner, licensing designation, or physical address of the child care facility. Submit an application for a star rating to Idaho AEYC within 12 months of receiving funding for your QRIS improvement plan. Publish your star rating online and on the parent referral system through the Child Care Resource and Referral Office for the duration of your star rating. Submit an annual anniversary report to the Idaho AEYC office. Accept sole responsibility to make and pay for any voluntary changes as well as those required by law. Allow data generated and collected from participation in QRIS to be used anonymously for the purpose of program review and reports. Upon reasonable notice, the owner shall allow Idaho AEYC access to the facility and review progress toward meeting the standards set forth within the agreement. The owner shall ensure that the director of the facility shall adhere to the standards and conditions of this contract. Idaho AEYC agrees to maintain the confidentiality of all information and records, provide consultation and technical assistance, grant recognition awards and financial support, and participate in a continual evaluation of the QRIS. Here are the terms and conditions of the contract. We'll review each one. Non-compliance with any of the terms and conditions has legally binding consequences. Should the owner withdraw from the QRIS, or should the participating child care facility close, the owner must complete a QRIS exit interview and evaluation. Should the owner withdraw from the QRIS, close the child care business, or sell the child care business, the owner will be responsible for returning all funding received within the previous 18 months of the withdrawal date. Again, this means that any grant funds received 18 months prior to the withdrawal date must be repaid to Idaho AEYC if the business withdraws, closes, or is sold. If funds are not expended and accounted for as directed, repayment to Idaho AEYC is required for any award received. Personal property or equipment purchased with funds awarded under this agreement are subject to recovery by Idaho AEYC. Idaho AEYC shall have the right to call for an accounting of any funds awarded upon reasonable notice. Failure to return funding or misspending of the grant funds may result in Idaho AEYC to refer the owner to an appropriate referral agency for collection of funds. Lack of compliance with the QRIS quality standards may result in a reduction in the star rating. The star rating for the participating child care facility may only be altered through requesting a new rating. Failure to submit an application, improvement plan, or report in the specified time frame will result in the participating facility losing eligibility for any Idaho STARS incentives and/or a rating of 0 due to noncompliance. When a facility loses eligibility, they are no longer eligible for facility-wide incentives such as assessments or grants. The rating may also be reduced to 0 due to noncompliance. This will be published just like any other rating. Failure to submit an application, improvement plan, or report in the specified time frame will result in the participating owner losing eligibility for any Idaho STARS incentives. Should the participating owner default on any of the conditions within this contract, the participating owner will be ineligible for any incentives through Idaho Stars project until further notice. The owner agrees to indemnify and hold harmless Idaho AEYC against loss or threatened loss or expense. In the event litigation is initiated by the Idaho AEYC to enforce the terms of this agreement, and Idaho AEYC prevails, the owner shall reimburse Idaho AEYC for all reasonable attorney fees and costs resulting therefrom. The final section of the contract states that you have read and understand the terms and conditions of this contract, that you agree to them, and that you will consistently and conscientiously strive toward implementing a quality child care program. Here are the next steps. Print and sign your QRIS contract. Fax, mail, or email a scanned copy to kwalters@idahoaeyc.org. And be sure to keep a copy of your records. Thank you for participating in the Quality Rating and Improvement System. For more information, dial 211 Idaho Careline and ask for your regional child care resource and referral office. We look forward to working with you as we work together to improve the quality of child care in Idaho.